Not Wendy, child. Not Professor Dr. 4-degree having Wendy Osefo.
Well, detectives in Carroll County say reality star Wendy Osefo concocted a story so far from reality that she's now facing a string of felony fraud charges. At her home in Finksburg today, there was no sign of the housewife, but her neighborhood was buzzing with the news as police accused Wendy Osefo of being a fraud.
I have to admit, this is one of those rare Real Housewives scandals that actually left people speechless. Dr. Wendy Osefo, the proud professor who always carried herself like she was above the drama, calm, educated, classy, is now at the center of one of the biggest messes reality TV has ever seen. Her mugshot and that of her husband, Happy Eddie, are plastered all over the internet, and social media cannot stop talking. Federal investigators have officially charged the couple with 16 counts, including 7 felonies, all tied to insurance fraud and false statements to police. It's chaos in every direction, and you already know who's loving every second of it. Keiarna Stewart. For years, Keiarna's been saying Wendy wasn't the picture-perfect woman she pretended to be. And now that the FBI's involved, Keiarna's feeling completely vindicated. Word on the street is she may have even tipped off the feds after months of hinting that something shady was happening behind Wendy's so-called perfect life. And now that Wendy's about to face court, Keiarna's sitting back saying this is karma in real time. She swears Wendy's finally getting a taste of her own medicine after years of looking down on everyone else. Still, fans are split. Are these charges actually real? Or is this just another case of the internet trying to tear down someone successful? Because if we're being honest, Wendy's always flaunted her education, her titles, and her achievements like armor. She's the 4-degree housewife, the political commentator, professor, and TV personality who never let anyone forget she had the credentials. So for someone with that kind of resume, this is beyond embarrassing. Everything blew up on October 9th, 2025, when police in Carroll County, Maryland dropped the mugshots. But what really shook people was the way they looked. Way too calm. Wendy and Eddie were smiling, almost cheerful, in matching gray shirts, looking like they were posing for a family portrait, not felony charges. According to reports, they were arrested for filing a false police report and trying to scam insurance companies out of more than $30,000. And here's where the madness begins. Back in April 2024, Wendy and Eddie had just returned from a vacation in Jamaica. Days later, they called the cops claiming their home had been broken into. They said thieves took designer bags, jewelry, and luxury items worth $45,000. They filed police reports, signed insurance forms, and even detailed every stolen item. But when investigators arrived, they realized something didn't add up at all. Only one bedroom looked disturbed. The rest of the house was spotless. No forced entry, no mess, no damage. They claimed the burglars came in and out through a bathroom window. But here's the kicker. To get through that window, someone would have had to step on the toilet. And yet, the lid was spotless. Not a footprint, not a smudge, nothing. It got worse. Police checked the home's ADT.
She just messaged me a couple days ago. You know, she's one of the the only ones who is like, you know, I'm self-proud. You know, what she said was, God has you covered. Right? So I need a second. Because
I get it.
I opened my phone. I had no idea what was even going on. And I'm like, I'm shocked.
Yeah. I'm
very, very shocked because I felt Miss 4 Degrees had it together. Okay? I thought she had it together. I mean, isn't Eddie an attorney? For heaven's sakes, like what the?
And ring systems. Both were fully armed while Wendy and Eddie were away. No motion alerts, no alarms. The only activity logged was a few package deliveries, meaning no one ever entered that house. Then investigators started checking the items on their list. And that's when everything fell apart. Several stolen handbags and pieces of jewelry had already been refunded years ago. Luxury goods have serial numbers, and police traced them straight back to Wendy and Eddie's own purchase history. Some were bought and returned as far back as 2018. And then came the nail in the coffin. Public photos showed Wendy wearing a ring she'd claimed was stolen. The same ring. That image went viral instantly, and fans started dragging her for lying straight to the cameras. When police raided the Osefo home during their arrest,
Forgot that in April, your home was broken into or something. Was this during filming that this happened?
I think it was right before.
Okay.
Like, literally before camera went up. It happened because my family was away on spring break. It was our spring break trip with the kiddos. And I was just so heartbroken. Like, I think a few of my first initial scenes, I'm just a little bit uneasy because we had just been violated, so to speak. It was the worst thing. It's so unexpected, especially since from my vantage point and from the investigators' vantage point, it was targeted, you know?
Really?
Yeah, because I've lived in this neighborhood for, a long time, but since the neighborhood has been in inception for over 20 years, there has been no burglary.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
it was game over. They found 15 of the exact same items listed as stolen sitting right there in plain sight. Fans couldn't believe it. Wendy Osefo, the woman who lectured everyone about integrity in class, caught in a fraud scandal that looked straight out of a bad movie. So why risk everything? According to reports, money. Police claim Wendy and Eddie were drowning in debt and saw insurance money as an easy fix.
No, we were not.
But instead of a payday, they've now dug themselves into the kind of trouble that no Bravo reunion could ever fix. The public's divided. Some say the charges are exaggerated or that Wendy's being targeted because of her fame. Others say it's karma, proof that pretending to be perfect always backfires. Either way, it's a full-on collapse of Wendy's carefully built image. And things just keep getting worse. After the arrest, both Wendy and Eddie were released on $50,000 bail each. They issued a statement thanking everyone for their love and prayers, saying they were home with their family and ready to face the legal process with their lawyers. They asked for privacy, but privacy doesn't exist once your mugshot's trending. Because just hours later, the internet found an old interview clip where Wendy talked about the break-in while wearing, you guessed it, that same stolen ring. Fans dissected every second of the video, pointing out how nervous she looked and how her story didn't line up. In that interview, Wendy claimed, "It was our spring break trip with the kiddos, and when we got back, we found our home had been violated. It was targeted, and that's the worst part." But when people realized there hadn't been any other burglaries in her neighborhood for over 20 years, the lie became impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, Keiarna Stewart isn't showing mercy. She's relishing every moment, calling it poetic justice after Wendy once dismissed her as irrelevant. Now Keiarna's throwing shade left and right, saying the truth finally came out. Even Ashley Darby jumped in, saying the fraud rumors weren't shocking to the other housewives, just to the fans who believed Wendy's perfect act. Keiarna couldn't resist taking it a step further. She posted a shady story that read, "Catching felonies, not melodies." Everyone knew who that was aimed at. Now, Wendy's career is crumbling fast. Bravo has reportedly pulled one of her upcoming wife swap episodes, and insiders think this is just the beginning of her downfall. With her financial troubles now public and her credibility on life support, she's watching the empire she bragged about start to crumble piece by piece. It's shocking because Wendy Osefo was supposed to be the example, the woman who proved that brains and beauty could coexist. She wasn't just a reality star, she was a brand, a message. But all that's gone now. Fans are left disappointed, confused, and honestly heartbroken. How does someone with 4 degrees, a respected name, and a national platform end up accused of something this reckless? It's a reminder that the spotlight doesn't just reveal success, it exposes every lie hiding in the shadows. And as Wendy's perfect image turns into a headline for all the wrong reasons, one thing's clear. In the world of reality TV, no one is untouchable.